This is Brittany Jackson from Learning Technologies, and today I'm going to talk about creating an original feedback survey. So as always, I'm here in the Moodle playground, and up here I need to turn editing on in order to add any surveys or anything like that. And I'm going to scroll down here to find begin testing here. There's less things in there already, so I'm just going to come down here and choose add an activity or resource. And for this type of survey, for an original feedback survey, you want to click on feedback. As always, you have to put in a name for it, and you can put in the description. I'm going to leave it blank just because, I'm not doing anything special here other than to demonstrate this for you guys. I would recommend, if you're doing it, to put in some type of description though. Then you have availability, just like you do in almost any assignment, when you want to start allowing answers, when you want them to stop, and then question submission settings. So do you want to record users' names or do you want them to be anonymous? Default is anonymous, but you can also have it where the user's name will be logged. Do you want to allow multiple submissions? Can students answer multiple times? Do you want to be notified of submissions? And then there's auto number questions. I tend to leave these at their defaults. And then the after submission, what do you want to see? Do you want to show an analysis page? If you choose yes, it'll display the results to students after they submit their feedback survey. You can put in a link to the next activity, or you can put in a message to them. And then you get down to the usual things you're used to seeing down here: common module settings, hide from students, make available but not show, groups, restricting access, which you can do by activity completion, date, grade, group, grouping, user profile, or other. Activity completion, do you want them to mark it manually or show it as complete when conditions are met, or not monitor it at all? And then tags and competencies, which we typically use as the defaults here and don't change anything. So I've created this, and if I go ahead and hit save and display, I now have an option here, and I can go in and choose edit questions. So here I can choose to add in a multiple choice. If there's multiple pages you want to create, you can do a CAPTCHA. If you want to collect information or a label, or do a longer text answer, multiple choice rated, numeric answer, or short answer text. So those are the types of questions you can ask. I'm going to do multiple choice, and it'll take me in, and I can choose whether or not to require it. Do you like tests? We can label it tests. It's a multiple choice single answer, but you could also have multiple answers, or single answer allowed drop-down menu. You can choose for these to be vertical or horizontal. You can hide the not selected option. You can have it so you don't analyze empty submit. So if someone doesn't answer it, it doesn't get analyzed. And then you can have multiple choice answers. So yes, no, maybe. And then what position is this in? So this is the first question. So it's in position 1. So there's question 1. So I want to add another question, and this time it's going to be a numeric answer. It'll come up. I want this one to be required. What is your favorite number? And we can put the range from 1 to 500. You can choose what dependent item is, which means, so if they had to answer the first question first before they can answer this one. So we can see here, that's the option available because that's the only one there. So yeah, I want it to have to come after that. They have to have said yes or no. We're going to say yes, and that's when they would get this favorite number. And this is in position 2. So I'm going to hit save question. So here, only if they say yes will they get asked this question. So if we go back over here to overview, we can see we've got 2 questions. We can always edit the questions. There's templates we can use for questions, and analysis of those questions. We can show responses, or you can show anybody who hasn't responded, which no one's responded to this yet. So I'm going to switch over and come in as the Hiram Terrier and answer those questions so we can see what happens. So here you can see I'm now logged in as the Hiram Terrier. You can also log in as the Hiram Terrier using the username and password that's listed in the Teaching with Technology Resource Center. And I'm going to come down here, choose that original feedback survey, which is what we did, and choose answer the questions. So if I choose yes, and then if I come back out here, I'm going to log out and go back in as myself and scroll down to that choice survey and click on it. And here I can again go in and edit questions. I'm going to choose analysis. And so far everybody has said no, and it's an overwhelming no. And what is the favorite number? I put in a 1. And so far there's nothing listed there, but I can show the responses and I can see that I selected no. So for these questions, I come back out here to edit questions. The Hiram Terrier had selected no. So they were required to still put in a number here because we had it set as a required field. If it wasn't set as a required field, they would not have had to enter it. But because they chose no, it didn't even record the number that they put in. So they were still required to put in a number, but it didn't record that. So think about what you're requiring and what you're not, and especially if you're setting up that it's dependent on a different question. And then from here, you can also download the information as a table, and you can show non-respondents still. So now we're down to 2 since the Hiram Terrier completed it before. And really, that's all there is to an original feedback choice survey. As always, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help, and we're located in the library. And as always, happy Moodling!